Whichway NG recently engaged in an informal field exercise along the one-day Agbani Road business axis to gauge real-time sentiment regarding Enugu's 2025-2026 tax reforms. While the exercise was a snapshot of the area, the spontaneous feedback they received from traders reveals a stunning disconnect between government policy and market reality. According to them, 96% business owners they spoke with was unaware that the 36,000 consolidated levy is a one-stop payment covering ESWAMA, business premises and local government fees. Ongoing extortion. Traders share that individual claiming to be agents for separate agencies still visit their shops to demand cash for the same services already covered by their digital bill. And there is the information vacuum that, yes, you would also talk about. The guest that I have in the studio, and to help us understand this finding, to clarify what traders should know, and most importantly, equip business owners with the right information to protect themselves, we are joined by Henry Chuwuba. He's Executive Director at Whichway NG, whose work focuses on strategy, advocacy, and simplifying complex policy issues for everyday Nigerians and Southeasterners. You're welcome, Mr. Henry Chuwuba.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. We see your survey, we see the exercise that you went on to do, not just for one day. You mentioned that you all had other areas but let's start off with something very important. Can I have this circular? So this circular is from the Enugu State Internal Revenue Service. And I saw the part where it excluded ESWAMA.
Yeah, so this circular categorically makes a little difficult about the survey that we just did.
Okay.
Because from the survey, and why I contacted you and we are talking about this today, is because we realized that the consolidated tax reform that happened and the levies that were paid were supposed to cover everything. And
levies.
Once you pay, nobody's supposed to come and take levies from you.
Okay.
But when we did the survey, we now realized that virtually all the persons who participated in the survey said they were not even aware that if you pay once, you do not have to pay again. Then more than half, which is about 60% of the respondents, also said that after paying their 36,000 naira for 2025, they still had other persons who came to meet them to collect levies like ESWAMA levy.
Okay.
And some even went as far as paying an extra 12,000 naira to those persons, which they paid in cash. This goes to nullify the automated system of payment that the state government has put in place. And that's why when we received this notice this morning, saying that the Board of Internal Revenue has come back again to exclude ESWAMA from the consolidated tax levy, became very big.
And it makes a mess of the same survey that you actually conducted. You are trying to bridge the gap of information vacuum that was already created, them not knowing. So what will happen now? Because you have already informed these traders that you don't have to pay for this one separately and this one separately. And here's a circular that is saying that ESWAMA is excluded from the consolidated tax. The levy, rather. What would you do at this point? Would this exercise go on again? Because this is not looking good. From what we know and from what we have seen last year, it was supposed to be consolidated and, bridge the gap so that people are not being extorted. And now, how are we guaranteed that they would not be extorted? That would not have external people meeting them to pay for ESWAMA at this point.
That's part of the problem that the Enugu State Board of Internal Revenue has created for us. The essence of this engagement was to sensitize the traders that once you pay that 30,000 naira, do not pay any other money to any other person.
Is it 30 or 36,000?
Now they said 30. Last year it was 36. So the Board of Internal Revenue is creating an information crisis for the Enugu people. And again, part of the challenge I have with this is their strategic information is poor. People on the street are not well informed. very many of the traders said they have never received a demand notice. This is the first time that they are receiving demand notice. While this demand notice is also good, it also goes further to say how many of these local traders can actually read this and understand it. Therefore, the Board of Internal Revenue also needs to look for other means of communicating the policies of government effectively to the people.
And that's where NGOs like yours come to play. Have you met with them, put up a proposal that I could work as that bridge that you need to actually help and disseminate this information? Because we do that here at Afia, and you could also do that at the grassroots level. Have you met up with them?
So we've actually prepared a letter that we are going to send to the Board of Internal Revenue, because we also conducted another survey that gave us another troubling revelation.
Around what axis are we talking about now?
No, this was on the social media, because we wanted to gauge what the people are saying about the government. Okay. And when we conducted that, we realized that 35%, which was the highest of the percentage of the criticism of the government, was tax related.
Let me just ask this question, right? You did for one day an Agbani axis. Do you think that people in other parts of Enugu are well informed? That we don't have this information gap or vacuum around other areas? Let's say you go to Independence Layout, New Haven Market, you go to Obaitebe Market. Do you think it's just around one particular area?
So what we intended to do, which again this circular has made a mess of, is that we intended to map 5 other locations, which include locations like New Haven, locations like Independence Layout. Then we'll go down to Abakpa and Emene. And
strategic
places, and then get these samples, and we can now have a holistic idea of what the state's Board of Internal Revenue is doing in terms of their communication strategy and how they inform the citizens about policies of government. But with this circular coming up, one does not really know how to approach it. We have. You
don't know if tomorrow you wake up and there's a different circular saying, okay, it's back on. Okay, we have removed something from the local government. But how dangerous is this information vacuum? You went firsthand to this axis, to these places, and you saw the traders. They were unaware. A lot of them were unaware. How did you feel? And what would you say about this information vacuum, and how dangerous, and how can people be exploited really because they don't know things? They don't have details. You saw firsthand. So what can you tell us about it?
Part of what even informed the survey in the first place was that we took a study and we felt that the 30,000 naira or 36,000 naira a year was not too much for people to complain about, since it is consolidated. It had everything all brought together. Once you pay once, you don't need to pay further. And the essence of the survey was to also educate the people that this is why the government increased it from 18,000 to 36,000, because they want you to pay once and forget about paying anything to any other person. Now, when we did that and we saw that, okay, we now started educating the people that once you pay, do not pay any other thing. But with this survey, with this memo from the Board of Internal Revenue, we have to go back to begin to tell the people that ESWAMA has been excluded, and that ESWAMA people will be coming to take their own levy. Whether it is automated, whether it is manual, we are yet to find out how that is going to be done. But from the circular there, it says that ESWAMA will be collected separately.
By who? And how much are we looking at?
Nobody knows. That has not been specified. That is not in the memo that has been passed around.
And just looking at this, right, what do you think would be the outcome, especially for people in the rural areas, people in villages, in streets? Because I narrated the story to you of somewhere here in Enugu where the person owns an emporium, and she said that one of the days they had this bus that came into the streets, stopped, and guys came down. And what did they do? They told shops to lock, that they're ESWAMA, that you have to pay money. It happened last year. They were so scared they had to call guys that live in that same street, to come and confront these people. And those people, the men there, confronted these guys, and they have not seen those guys again. And now we have this. How bad can it get with what we have now? How bad can it get?
The government has created an opportunity for touts to exploit the people.
The same thing that they were trying to stop.
Avoid, yes. They have just legalized touting again. And even as of last year, it's unfortunate to state that sometimes when these touts move around, unfortunately from the reports that we get, they go with law enforcement.
Okay.
They come with law enforcement to perpetuate this. So when the people see them with law enforcement, they feel it is legal. So this is a whole gamut of corruption and abuse that is going on. And that is where this memo gets me on the edge.
Okay. Could you please fill us in the 36,000, or let's say 30,000, like the circular is saying? What are the levies there? What are the things to be paid for?
From what is there,
yes.
it includes business premises, it includes storage fees, it includes... Now, part of where the challenge really is that the people are comfortable with paying, but paying once, so that they know that nobody comes to exploit them.
Yeah, you just said paying once, right? And here they have a part of it that says the amount for 2026 remains 30,000 as paid in 2025. Traders are strongly advised to ensure full payment of the total amount on or before March 31st, 2026, or face enforcement, which will commence in April 2026. Do you think this is not too soon?
That's another problem, but that we will deal with the Board of Internal Revenue when we begin to engage with them. We are going to tell them that a 40 days notice is too short for people.
I thought we were looking at towards the end of the year. Then everybody is remitting what...
You are talking about...
I'm just saying.
Small traders, petty traders, people with little sources of income. And because you are collecting this money once, if the citizens, and that's also a part of the problem I have with the Board of Internal Revenue, they do not engage with the people to get their feedback on how these things can be run. Because if you break the 30,000 naira into a whole year, it's less than 3,000 per month. So why don't you take these levies from them on a monthly basis? Why can't you tell them to pay through the automated system on a monthly basis?
Monthly basics, then you split it into 5,000 or
3,000. It's less than 3,000 by 30,000.
Okay, we do then for the 12 months.
For the 12 months, yes.
Don't you think that would be so hard to keep up?
That was
on their own part.
That was what they did in 2025, and it worked for them. And they were able to generate about 12 billion from tax revenue.
Did I say it worked for them?
If it did not, they would not have continued it. They did it in 2025, and you were allowed to pay 2 tranches. Some persons paid 6 months, and after 6 months, they paid the balance. But now you are coming and you are saying that they have to pay 30,000 naira once. That's going to be problematic. And now the government is now going to say that the people are resisting to pay taxes, and they're going to begin to do enforcement.
Let's just move back to the people that get to exploit, this brand of people that exploit these traders. What is the sanction for them? What do we have in the circular or anywhere that have been, okay, this is what happens to these people. This is what you should do immediately. Because I know for the land reforms that happened recently, there was a website that was created. There was this part, definitely a website that you could report anything to, situations about land disagreement or exploitation or people trying to collect money, that illegal ways of collecting money from you, right? There's something like that. But what about these people, these exploiters for tax?
Why this is even very difficult is because I wonder if such mechanism is set up, if it is going to be effective, because these guys do not come on a regular basis. They strike and they move out. And once they come, they could come unless if they locked your shop and then you now try to set them up by reporting to the Board of Internal Revenue, and when they come to open, they are being caught.
They don't have a security outfit of their own. That's the Internal Revenue. of their own that could be doing this as well. Say, okay, this is part
tax
of
force that would go around.
Yes.
The people also, some of these people have been with the...
Because I know they're independent currently.
They understand the movement of the board. They understand the movement of the staff of the board. They are within the community. And usually you wouldn't see them in the very urban areas. They go to shops within the streets, within the...
Yes.
Those are the targets.
Okay. All right. So, but finally, what can government agencies do to ensure traders are properly informed and protected? Okay, let's take out the protection part because we just spoke about it and it's really like we don't have a headway towards it. But let's talk about properly informed, which is something that you are on about. This is what your agency is doing. But how can government also ensure that these traders and businesses are well informed?
So part of what government can do is serious stakeholders engagement.
Okay.
Engage with the stakeholders involved, the market union, the trader union, and all of these people. And also engage with civil society and the community development organizations who are within the community to help you spread the information and tell the people what should be done.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Henry Chiwetalu, right?
Chiwuba.
Yeah, Chiwuba, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming and thank you for the good work that you're doing.
Thank you.
God blessings. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that is it for Eastern Business Report, and the Afia Business Morning returns tomorrow. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Unoma. Anyway,